don't want my boys to be millionaires or my girls to have comfortable lives. I don't care about that kind of things. I want them to be servants of Christ according to God's will for their life. They have to follow in their father's footsteps, not in my vocation, but in discipleship to the same Lord. Oh man, if we want to raise up men, we got to be men. Yes, they're going to see fathers who are imperfect. Yes, they're going to have fathers that are going to have to go to them and say, forgive me, I blew it again, I was impatient. Yes, we're going to make mistakes, but what they need to see is a man who has wore himself out for his master, for his king, for his Lord. A man who has made decisions that have cost him dearly. That's what they need to see. A man who doesn't care about anything but Christ's kingdom. One of the ambitions is I will stand before Christ and I will give an account. I will give an account. So will you. But the greater ambition is this, and our brother alluded to it at the beginning. Verse 13. For if we are beside ourselves, it is for God, and if we are of sound mind, it is for you. For the love of Christ controls us, having concluded this, that one died for all, therefore all died. Look at that. The love of Christ. Genitive. But make sure you understand that genitive. Paul is not saying that his great and enduring love for Christ constrained him. Paul is saying that Christ's enduring love for Paul constrained him. I look in the mirror at my love, I don't see much motivation. I see fickleness. I see hot and cold and warm. One of my greatest struggles in life is that I do not love him as I ought. But when I look at his love for me, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. You need motivation? The unconditional, immutable, eternal love of Christ. In this Christian life, there are going to be times when you just want to walk off the path and walk out the door. There have been times when I just want to say, fine, I'm finished with it. But you know why I can't go through that door? Because of the crucified one standing there. Because of him. Because of him. Because of him. The more you understand the gospel, the more you understand what God did, what Christ did for us, the more it controls you. It controls you. Christ. He must be our great motivation, or else we're doing things for idols. It must be Christ. Study Christ. When you go into the Word, study Christ. I hear people say all the time, well, when you go into the Word and you study, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what is this text saying about me? That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life. First thing you want to ask yourself is, what is it saying about God? What is it saying about him? He's the one I need to know. And I have come to believe that, and I may talk about this on Saturday, that it is the beauty of his person that draws out my affections. And the only way to love God more is by seeing more of him. Well, we'll conclude with this. Oh, young man, I've spoken hard. Maybe you think harsh, but if you were going to walk in front of a train, I would not whisper to you. You live in a dangerous time. when the very foundations of society have been kicked out. We're as close as we've ever been to returning back to the paganism of the first century. And don't think you're not influenced by it. It'll grab a hold of you and it will form you into its image. Come out from among all of that and become men who live for Christ, because Christ died for them.